What was the worst thing that you've seen that didn't happen to you, but it would happen often?
Um, Probably like I said, in Hawaii, that shit's everything they tell you it is. You know, like I was like, damn, I heard that they rape foods here. And I didn't personally sit there and look at it, but I seen when they took the dude into the room, locked the fucking doors, and you can hear them beating the dude up and basically rape him. I took off. I was like, I don't care if that's how you fools get down or what, but my freedom and homie don't get down like that. You know?
So it was like a thing.
Yeah, like that shit was real. Like there wasn't not just one person that did it. There was a few homies, and they know who the fuck they are. I'm not gonna put them on blast, you know. But
Just sick fools.
see, that it's for the craziest kids in the fucking California state, you know, like.
So that was like I explain a little bit more about that, like as far as like it was a thing, like fucking kids getting raped
I think,
by each other.
yeah, basically, like I told you, it was bunches of groups. Like the craziest would ride in one car. That's what they called it, the Raflas. People you hung out with and that you were gonna ride for, you know.
Yes.
And these were all
Was
freedom
there?
and homies as far as they're not taking shit from nobody. As in why is every man for himself? There is a shot caller, but only like a wise one. He's been there longer than you. Listen to the homie right there. The homie's gonna put you up on game. You know, if you're a freedom and homie, because if you were Leva, you weren't gonna get none of that advice. You know what I'm saying? It was just that fool's gonna lace you up. Like I told you, they gave me the whole history.
So that was the one that laced you up was the wise one.
Yeah, I remember the homie Sapo from Salinas. He was a short bicep dude, hella cool. But he didn't get down like that. He just minded his own business. He didn't tell nobody, don't be fucking raping dudes or don't be over there fucking with chubos. Yeah, like we don't run like that over here, but y'all can run however you want, you know?
Yes.
Just don't try to act hard and play something that you're not, you know what I'm saying? Because the homies don't get down like that, basically. You know what I'm saying?
But they did.
There. You can't do that shit in the pen, you know what I'm saying? Like, and why, like they said, it's every man for himself. There's no shot callers.
How fucking scary is that?
The white boys had it the worst.
So it really was
Because
like,
there was no Peckerwoods there. There was no Feed 'em in White. Oh, yeah, there was like one or two Feed 'em in Whites. They weren't having no shit neither, but there wasn't a group of them like the homies. Riots. Homies against blacks. Whites were assed out,
that sucks.
you know? And that was the worst part for them was being white. Because they didn't have no.
So who used to get raped? Hardcore. That sucks.
Yeah, they had it the worst.
So that was in Paso Robles. Where did you go after that? Since you mentioned that you went to 3 different ways?
Yeah. I went after the 32 months. They kicked me out that motherfucker for supposedly having an affair with the female staff.
Oh, supposedly.
Yeah. And
You're smiley.
I'm guilty of it because, you know, like I got kicked out of that motherfucker for that. I wasn't the only homie neither. Like the homie Payaso from 18th Street, Colombia, those cycles up, he got caught red-handed. And it was her homegirl too, and I just happened to be the douche that female picked up after her old one. Her old one was an actual Negra from East Coast, and he had everything cracking right there where we were at. I didn't leave from when I got there. It's in Paso Robles. There's one unit, the only building there. Right next to it is Pismo. They didn't let me leave that.
What is
fucking
Pismo?
unit. It's the building main line next to it,
Okay.
but it's considered like a 180 building or some shit like that in the pen.
What is a 180?
It's like 2 tiers,
Oh, okay.
cell blocks. Everything else in Paso Robles was dorm living.
Got it.
So that was the only place that was there, but the worst of the worst stayed in Pismo.
But you didn't go to Pismo?
Yeah, I stayed there my whole
Your whole term.
Yep.
that you were in Paso Robles.
And I think out of all of us that were there, I think 3 of us, one got caught red-handed, the homie, and then the other 2 were just allegedly.
And where did you go after that?
To Chino. It's called the Youth Training School, YTS, M&G Start. And it's actually right next to Chino State Prison.
Mm-hmm.
Literally. On the same field as just Chino YTS. It's secluded by a shitload of trees. You can't see inside. You can only go in and see what's in there. Literally, it has probably like around 50 trees that fence off the whole institution. Like you can't tell it's there from the streets.
Mm.
And that's where 18 and up. 18. The oldest dude I've seen there was like 31 years old.
How was your experience there?
That got more crazy, but like I told you, it was like fucking, I didn't really get no visits there, but shit turned out great for me.
As meaning?
I was with a female teacher, not a staff, a CO, you know? And I didn't get no visits. She brought me everything fucking.
Oh, so you were living life.
I was living it up. But at the same time, dealing with all the politics that came.
Because there was politics because you were already 18
crazier.
and older.
It was crazier. Like, you still had the issues that came from every other YA institution. It was set tripping. They didn't care if you set tripping, you know?
Okay, so the people that don't know, what is set tripping?
You gangbang, you see your enemy in YA, you, just like juvenile hall, you get down with them, you know?
Got it.
So, as far as politics, you know, you can still set trip on your enemies, but if there's a riot, you gotta, it don't matter if it's your enemy.
Got it.
It was more penitentiary for us, because it was 18 and up. So now it's county jail type shit. There's no 13-year-old boys, no fucking raping going on.
Oh, good.
Yeah, there's none of that shit. It's like you graduated to college and that's the place. Because from there, they would send homies on terms to prison and they would bring that shit back and lace the homies up. They found out they were doing gay shit and they, that shit don't fly right here on me, you know? You're getting fucked up. So it catches up to you, you know what I'm saying? That's why I always told myself, like, you fuck how much time I'm doing. I'd rather fucking use my hand than to follow along with these dudes, I mean, because a lot of them dudes, like I seen in prison, they wouldn't even want to be around me, and I didn't want to put them on blast, but I would let the homies know, like, your boy right there was in YA with me, and
he liked it in the booty.
Yeah, no, or he was doing motherfuckers in the butt. You know what I'm saying? Like,
which is kind of worse.
It's wrong either way.
No, I mean, yes. But what I'm saying, it's like you're like taking the fucking booty, like without the person wanting. That's like different. That's like worse.
So just that, I guess it's part of growing up and them cleaning up the whole fucking act of being there. But
do you know if anybody found out that, like, did anybody like, oh yeah, this fool fucking won't fuck this fool?
Oh,
did it
like
happen
I just decided to every now and then tell certain people about these people, but there's homies that'll put your shit out, and it catches up to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen homies tell motherfuckers like, yeah, that fool didn't move, and then next thing you know, another dude knows about it. I was there when he did that shit, and I was like, so I mean, YA is obviously crazy, like I said, and
yeah, because it's all young fucking kids, fucking
with no
sense of anything.
Top dog to tell them anything. You know? Everybody thought they were their own man, crazy or whatever the fuck.
So you're in Chino living your best life. You got your teachers, your fucking girl. She
wasn't even my girl. She was just like
your thing.
My sugar mama. She was older. She was older. She was 48.
Fuck.
Yeah. And I was just like, she had a rack on her. She said, I'm gonna bring you a burrito tomorrow. And after a couple of days, like, she had priors, she had just got moved to my section of the institution, the school section, print shop. And the homies had told me, hey, boo, whoopty whoop, she's over there and she be giving the homies action. she's in your class, fool, you chop her down.
I chop her down.
That was the word, you know, chop her down. Like, there's a female staff there that's what you were trying to do, you know?
Yeah.
I used to do that shit all the time, like, endless, you know what I mean? Never got too disrespectful, just like hella nice to see if they did that shit, you know?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Because my homie was like, fool, you already got one, and not only that, I had a mouthpiece, like, I was a hustler, you know what I'm saying? Like, ended up turning out the institutional gardener, which was a hella old man, cool as fuck with me, you know what I'm saying? And ended up having him bring me like pounds of weed to sell.
Oh, yeah, so you were definitely fucking living it up in there.
I had the worst time of my life and
the best time.
Some of the best times, I would say, because after a while, like I said, like I grew up with nothing and I didn't really have nothing to parole to at then, because that's what was next was parole. They don't do probation no more. So I was like, fucking $2,000. I had a homie that would change the 20s for me at the cafeteria. So I would just keep $100 bills, like rolled up super fucking small, you know?
Fuck.
I remember
you made it like if you were putting them in your mouth or some shit.
Tooth size. I would cheek them all when they would come raid my room because it smelled like fucking bud. Like,
oh, you mean the bud, not the money?
No, the money.
Oh,
I didn't care
shit.
if they cracked me with the weed because I could easily give homeboy $300 and he'd bring
more.
me another fucking pound, you know?
Shit.
But I had it to where like my whole fucking hallway was smoking, you know what I'm saying? So I had fucking fun for being in jail in one of the worst places in California for a fucking juvenile turning into an adult, you know?
So what was the craziest thing you did in Chino?
The craziest shit I did in Chino was take down the female teacher.
How did you do it? Where?
There was a little room in the back, and the teacher that we had.
A 48-year-old.
Yeah. The teacher that we had in that classroom was a Vietnam vet. He knew all about her. We already had him sold up, bringing us chronic, little 99 bottles of liquor. You know what I'm saying? So he was all for it. He's actually had her there as a teacher's aide. So once she came in, chopped her down, my homie got at her first. I just seen that there was enough time to do it, you know? So he was like, handle it. Like, he didn't fuck. He went in there and got head and some more shit.
Oh my God. So she was like doing like 4 people at one time?
No, just me and the homie.
Oh.
We were the ones that sold her up. The ones that had her before was in 3 sectors. First sector, she was in science class and bringing them shit like drugs.
Yeah, whatever they could get.
So they told me, hey, they caught her and they shipped her over to you, and we were the ones who knew. So that was our plug. That was our.
You chopped her up quick, huh?
Nobody was touching that, you know, like Negros. Nobody, like they already knew. They respected her and everything, you know, like they would walk her to the class and everything. Wife, or we can give them little weed sacks for walking mama to, you know, her class, making sure nobody try to chop her down because that was us, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that probably like about 5-7 minutes. Hey, it was quick, man. Like.
And did you do it with her often?
Nah, just that one time, and then everything else was like, I decided, you know, like my homie, I just get a little bit of neck every now and then, you know what I'm saying? And main focus was already the money, because we were raking that shit in and sending it home. And visit. I would take all the money and visiting and spit out probably like few hundred every time, you know.
So
like,
you did have visits in Chino.
Once I was in Chino, my best friend, rest in peace, his mom would bring like a girl that I knew, you know. He ended up fucking with her too, because I was like not even into the girl at all.
You were just trying to survive.
I was just like, I need somewhere to send my money to, somewhere to stay when I get out. She was cool as fuck. Should have never crossed that line with her, you know? Because once I crossed the line with her, afterwards, she didn't want to see me no more. She wanted to go see my homeboy. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, basically, that was
And the craziest thing you saw there?
the craziest thing I saw was the time when I woke up to somebody screaming, "Lock it up." I don't know if I was dreaming or what it was, but it just woke me up like a startled at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I was kind of scared.
It had to be at 3 o'clock in the morning too,
Yeah,
huh?
I was like, what the hell? And at that time, I think I was in that's called C&D. It was right up below the hole. And I was already a worker there. I was cool with the staff. And I didn't have shit to talk about that day. And I was chopping it up with one of the staff members, and I asked him, like, hey, am I tripping, or is this shit haunted or what? You know, I said, because last night, like around 3 in the morning, I woke up to like, I thought it was a black lady that passed by my door, because it was normally the lady that worked was a blonde lady. So I could see her face when she rolled by my door every time. And he was like, he looked at me funny, like, the fuck? He's like, why would you say that? And I was like, because, you know, I fucking heard somebody say lock it up, but why would you be saying lock it up at 3 o'clock in the morning? And he's like, you know what's fucking crazy? He's like, an older black lady got killed here like 4 years ago. And I was like, what? He's like, an older black lady got killed. You see the closet right there? Where you go and fucking throw the mop bucket in there? And it was crazy because I get the fucking chills in there. And I was like, in that closet? He was like, yeah. My boy killed her, stabbed her, stuffed her in a like this high trash bucket, put her in a black bag, cleaned up all the fucking blood. I don't know how. In a matter of like minutes. I think they knew something was cracking. Because like me and the other staff members there, you kept it on the low, whatever the fuck we had going on, you know? And if you look into the fucking story, you'll find it. Her name is Miss Baker.
That's pretty intense.
Miss Baker.
She was haunting your ass, Miss Baker.
Or just the initial fact of me asking the question, like, you know, people dying and that being the unit where she died, in the closet where I fucking worked as a worker every fucking day that I was there.
Yeah.
Like that being the story, I guess secret lover type shit, you know, fucking killed her. So that was probably the craziest feeling. And then every day after that, I was like, I'm gonna make sure I either smoke or sleep through that 3 o'clock
I'm mopping again.
You know, like, yeah, like, and that was like probably the craziest to find out that, have that experience and find out homegirl got killed in that room, and how I felt eerie all the time.
Yeah.
Shit, you know, like that was the craziest.
Were you a super firme?
Super firme. That's the term for that, is like super hardcore. Like you from a hood, he's super that. You know, like this one pushes the line, creases up his state issued motherfucking pants, you know what I'm saying? And nah. I was feeding me. Like, and you ain't pushing the line on me, homie, you know, like,
yeah,
I got you under the wing. I'll do you the favor, pay me, and I'm gonna fucking make sure you go home on that 18th month, you know? But there's a lot of super female characters that I met. And they're solid, it's just they did too much.
Super female.
You know?
How long after, did you make parole?
I think I was there for the 2 years after the 32 in Paso. I finally made a parole date.
Did you tell people your parole date?
It's like a thing to do in there, you know? Talk about, I caught this time, I'm doing the numbers, oh shit, I still gotta go to board and get sentenced on these fights, you know? And how much are they gonna add on? And at that time, I think I caught like another 6 months. So So I didn't go home on that initial. It was like 5 years and 6 months. Because after the 5th year, they said, I'm giving you another date 6 months from now. And they didn't let me go home, I think, because of the way that I was standing. Like, my pants were baggy. I should have never took baggy pants. I kept grabbing my pants from right here. You know, it was a thing. Even though you might not have thought that you were super female, you were doing shit to uphold your reputation. You know?
Of course.
And this grabbing your pants like that was part of it, you know? So it was like, I'm just straightening up myself, but they were like, this is hard.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Like, you're not ready to go home. I was like, I've been here for 5 years already. It's another 6 months, you know? But I soaked up game there, went with some nice, not baggy pants the next time, you know? I even borrowed some glasses from the homie, and I actually kept my arms crossed. And, you know, I was like, I'm not doing anything I did the first time I went up there.
You learned.
For sure.
And you made parole. What year? Date?
2005. I forgot the date. But 2005, I think it was around July. Because I got out before my birthday. You got locked up 2 weeks.
Fuck. So you were just out for 2 weeks.
Yep.
So you got out, made parole. Where did you go?
I tried to go to the same girlfriend's house I had escaped from a long time ago. And basically I was out hanging out again and caught another case. Fucked up part was that I ended up in YA again. Even though I had just done a county year. So it was like 2 terms. I had to go.
Yeah, you got picked. You left one, you finished, and then they picked you up.
And that was the part about being on both parole and probation and gang suppression unit probation at that. Every day checking, you know. I was like, dude, I'm just gonna go max out on YA then, you know. But they sent me back. Somehow I managed to stay out, and I got a dishonorable discharge from YA when they were closing them down. So they were like, why even send them back? We're not gonna send anybody back on just violations, you know, just terminate it. He's out, he did his time. Boom, that's when I started
your adult prison times. How many years did you do as an adult?
Luckily for me, I did do my 18 months. And I had 36 months.
And how old were you then?
26 or 27.
Okay, so you're already you're a little older.
Yeah, because all my YA years, I gave them to them, and then exhausted the probation, adult probation, and then finally they, all over weed too, because they were like,
minor share.
Yeah, you're gonna go to the pen for weed. I was like, I got a joint lid for assault with a deadly weapon. I just might as well go to prison already, you know. But there they gave me halftime, and then in the pen it's like you got a chance to go home, you know, like.
Yes.
I wasn't thinking knucklehead anymore, you know. They're like,
you were a madman.
YA homie, they would tell me, and I kicked off a riot in the pen too. But that's why the older homies are there to tell you, like, this ain't YA, my boy, you getting everybody involved in shit, you know. Like, luckily for me, the homie that had the place was like my older brother, rest in peace, his good friend that helped him from an ass whooping a few times, and he was my enemy. My brothers too, but
your friends.
Yeah, like I come from like a very protective family. Like all my friends, like I'm real protective of my close friends, you know, and that's how my brother was with all his homies. And he kind of paved the way for me to be in prison. I'm good, you know, as far as that goes. Like,
which is good.
Yeah, and I just gotta make sure I don't fuck up or nothing like that, you know, like, so that was the good part because everybody knew my brother from their juvenile hall days. They're like, well, your brother helped me fucking beat this big ass fool's ass for me, you know, like, so it was always good. And because of that, I guess I tried to live up to him.
Which was a great thing. To an extent.
To an extent, as far as the streets go, the reputation and shit like that, you know?
Yeah.
Because I was so involved in being on the block and being a monster. Or just like a savage, you know? Like,
yeah, just don't give a fuck.
But I guess with time,
you learn,
mature, you know, the things that you can lose, the people that you are hurting, not just yourself, you know, being selfish or whatever.
And let me ask you, how long have you been out?
2011.
That's the year I got out.
2011 is, well, not that long ago.
Like 10.
I almost went in. I got jumped by like 4 Marines, and I thought they were gonna take my ass.
But you didn't go sell.
And the craziest thing was that they didn't admit me into county jail because I had 500 sugar. I'm diabetic.
Oh.
So they weren't taking no liabilities as far as COVID. They
So
would have
that
taken
saved
me
your
out
life.
with a fucking dive, supposedly.
So that saved you.
That saved me because I didn't know. I got down with the 4 Marines. I was so mad that I broke all the fucking windows to their cars, and they got me.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I'm guilty, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm like, here, I fucking go again. But thank God they didn't take me in, and I hired a lawyer to look into the case. Dropped it. That gave me a big ass anger management check because I can't be having outbursts over shit like that car shit. It was over a car. It cut me off.
Oh, over
Road
road rage.
Ready to kill this motherfucker. You know, like I was like, I had to check myself, you know, because now I'm not just thinking for myself.
Do you have a family?
Well, I don't have kids, but like my wife and my dogs are my family.
Hey, that's your
You
family,
know what I'm
of
saying?
course.
So it's like I gotta think about her sacrifices she made, the respect that I owe her as far as not making those mistakes.
Oh,
you
that's
know,
very
like,
nice. Yeah.
If I get locked up, I'm leaving her hanging. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, why do that to a person that's putting it all on the line?
Yes.
Right?
So, what are you doing now with your life?
Just entrepreneur as far as like selling basically everything I can think of, you know? Not like
Not negative stuff.
negative stuff,
I
like
understand.
merchandise. This is my clothing line.
And tell us what your clothing line is.
Still thugging. It's just like, even though I might be old and not be able to move one day, I'm still gonna be that person. You know what I'm saying?
No,
like,
that's right.
humble, everything that comes with the streets. You know what I'm saying? But a better picture of it, I guess. You know, like I'm a big ass dude, but I'm not a bully. Like I try to help out as many people as I can, just because I know where I came from. You know, the bottom, like from nothing. Like I don't like seeing people struggle that I care for. If I could help them, like I'll help them. Music, I do music.
You rap?
Your husband does some of my videos.
Nice. So, what is your name?
Krooks the Felon.
So it's still
yeah,
Krooks the Felon.
on YouTube, yeah.
Do you want to tell? Do you want to
Check
tell?
that out. Check that out. Tap in the YouTube links, Krooks the Felon, and everything. I'm about to drop a new video on Latin Beats TV, and
Who filmed it?
one of my other boys. But this next one, my boy LA Eyekon is definitely. Big ups to my boy, you know, making this happen, and to you too as well.
Well, thank you. You know what? I thank you.
Hosting me.
Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. I really do appreciate you coming. Thank you for watching Indicted TV. Like, subscribe, and share.